Contest.
Oh, I mean, they are cruising right now, the Shock. We'll see if the Spark can get in. It looks like a boot back there on Naria. Does not allow them to get in to contest the point. So that'll be 1 point here to the San Francisco Shock. Completely dominant, Mitch. When the Godspeeds gravitate.
This may be the last chance the Hangzhou Spark have to get themselves back in this round, but they've lost Baby early. Once again, the Zenyatta is down. A huge part of their healing, and also damage amplification has been taken off the table. Sound barrier now, attempted here from IDK, but not many people on the Spark actually benefit from that one. That may have been line of sight blocked. So now it's just Godspeed, and yes, he's putting out a lot of damage, but he's just one player against a full 6, and the Shock are close now. 95%, it's unlikely once more the Spark will be able to put up real resistance on the point. IDK thinks about trying, but no, he knows it's done. Already map 1 is going over to the San Francisco Shock, mate. They're taking no prisoners, no chances, and they're not giving an inch for that short period. But look out, Godspeed has a Graviton Surge, and that's where the Spark win this fight. Earthshatter attempt here from Gushue. Adora was knocked to the ground by Super, and now it's a 1-for-1 trade, but Super is missing the Shock now. Their helmsman is missing in action. Choikoven's forced into the corner at the top of your screen, but Gushue was low. Choikoven, perfect turnaround on towards the main tank of the Spark. He'll now have an opportunity to climb back into his mech here after using the self-destruct, but straight away he's removed from it once more. He can't just jump straight back in now, he'll need to wait. But the Shock have pushed the Spark back off the point here, Matt. They have good positioning, they're creating space, and IDK might have pushed 2 forward a little bit, as Super now can just swing that corner. And the Shock have point A now. They'll get to escort the payload.
Yeah, one of the biggest reasons that the San Francisco Shock is able to take that point there towards the end when a lot of players die is that the San Francisco Shock's Brigitte Rascal's still alive. A Graviton Surge here used by Sinatra, so picking up some of the players here for the Spark that were just lingering around, sending them back to the respawn. But when Rascal's alive, in these compositions, your Brigitte is the only one that has a big burst heal where she uses her repair pack and gives one single player a ton of HP back, so you're able to kind of keep players who...
Teams trade 1 elimination for 1 elimination. The Spark will outnumber them. Sinatra, though, was close to yet another Graviton Surge. We pointed this guy out as a key player. The linchpin strikes once more, and Gushue looks on with dismay as the rest of his teammates are cut down around him, and he couldn't do a thing about it.
And you just see how much more damage that Sinatra puts down. Both of these Zaryas for these teams use grabs at the beginning of the fight. One from the
extra durability for a short period of time, but the Shock don't seem to care. As much extra health as the Spark try and add to themselves, the Shock just reaves through it. And now Bebe being pressured back into the corner here. They've already lost Gushue once more. There's no front line here. There's no stalwarts left for the Spark, and they're going to be run into the ground. The San Francisco Shock have just demonstrated one of the most aggressive, blazing fast pushes on the point. They say, yeah, we'll let you have a bit of progress here. The Spark have 1 tick of permanent progress on the point A right now, but here's the shatter. It is massive. 4 players are knocked to the ground. Aria's already taken out of his mech, and the follow-up looks just as grisly. And that is not easy to do. If you are a Reinhardt, your Earth Shatter can be easily blocked by
there. Didn't expect, the Shatter to come down, but
never saw it coming.
But you can block that Earth Shatter with your own Reinhardt shield, and it's really kind of like a mental game between the Reinhardt.
Fight in his direction, but it doesn't matter, because look in the back. Violet just throwing out those orbs, cleaning up Adora. Now to spark it down players. That Earth Shatter was one of the ones I mentioned that looks silly when they go into a shield. It was no good for an Hangzhou Spark, and they're not even going to get to touch the payload, Matt. They failed to push point A so far, and now overtime is done. That is definitely one of the quicker Blizzard World maps that I have seen in the Shock. Look to be dominating in every aspect of the game right now.
They are getting a touch to send this into overtime if you're the Spark.
Rhea had to go just to, touch the point and keep it going. Gushue attempts an Earth Shatter, no dice.
So he's not able to get anything with it. Gushue forced off the point here. Gets back on, touches for just a second, but this is not looking good for the Spark. I don't think there's a way they can bring this back, as the Shock have looked so strong in this series. The Spark have yet to get a point on any of the maps.
This is about as one-sided as the Hangzhou Spark's last 3 maps against the Lights. Gushue clearly virtuoso on this Winston roll, and it's making it look good right now. Is it going to be enough to keep the Spark in this series, though? It may well be. Both, again, has been lost already in this fight. And that's a big support ultimate now. That sound barrier that's off the table. What can the Shock do in lieu of that Lucio's presence? Here it is. Graviton Surge. Bebe goes down. The Shock have actually found a kill in this fight. Make it 2. Adora's missing. 2 of the supports now for the Hangzhou Spark are missing. But Gushue strikes back. His primal rage gives him extra mobility. He's looking angry, and he's knocking people left and right with his flying fists. Now the sound barrier for the Hangzhou Spark keeps them a bit more durable. The onslaught, though, hasn't finished yet. The Shock have now moved to the point with 4 players, and reinforcements, Matt, are on the way.
Yeah, and they have an advantage in terms of spawn. They're going to spawn closer here than the Hangzhou Spark, and you see how close they are to completing the map. That little checkpoint at the top of your screen, getting very close. Nobody from the Spark able to get back on the point. It'll be the San Francisco Shock that take map 3.
The Shock now are within 1 map of booking their ticket. And again, Goose's Tesla cannon, these licking tendrils of lightning, will affect people through shields. So you can't block this damage. It's not high damage, but it's persistent. So Super needs to be aware of that as well.
2 players low for the Spark. You had Rhea go really low on Diva and Gooshway as well, where both of them have to back up. That'll be an early Graviton Surge there from Sinatra. Maybe I'm going to use Transcendence to keep everybody topped up.
Godsby doesn't have his Graviton Surge yet, so the Shock have a little bit of time to play here, and they're going to try and make as much hay on the Sunshines. Gooshway now getting burnt down, so taking a lot of damage. Primal Rage gives him double the health, but they still health that can be cut through. Getting Super now. The Hangzhou Spark look fairly good. They transition towards some of the more vulnerable targets on the side of the San Francisco Shock, and Gooshway will use his mobility to access them directly.
You see how close, though, the San Francisco Shock get to taking point A. So the orange bar at the top of the screen, you get that little checkpoint at the bottom. That'll be where you have to get the payload for each of the places. This will be Sinatra coming back. He's going to get it. That's his 2nd grab so far. That's going to be a big shatter. No shield to block that.
Sinatra gets, that is astonishing to me. Sinatra getting 2 huge grabs. The second one required the follow-up of Super's Earth Shatter to make sure that after the Spark were held together, they would also all be knocked to ground. Get some use out of it. They still haven't won the fight, though, and now with the Spark going for the sound barrier, they're extra durable, but the Shock don't care. They don't play by the rules either. Crystal taken down by the self-destructive Trichoban. He threw that in over the backside, and the Spark are now just trying to tread water to stay afloat.
Yeah, without Crystal, you don't have any of those big Brigitte burst heals to be able to keep Gooshway or some of the other players alive.
Rude.
Sinatra going to use the Graviton Surge, lock some of the members of the Spark in their spawn. So you see Rhea just desperately trying to get on the cart here to contest.
And the Spark don't look nearly as good when they have to come in 1s and 2s towards the point. They need to be all there in 6, but now players are still respawning. They won't return to the battlefield for a few seconds at least. Crystal now just coming back. Baby gets a Transcendence to win this fight, but Sinatra, you see that extra health. That's a sound barrier. And with Gooshway and Rhea going down, the durable front line from the Spark was missing. And perhaps so are their prospects of even getting a map win here. The Shock attack first, they complete the map here. 62, that's going to help. He gave a bubble to his Reinhardt. Super took damage, he gets the charge, and it's time to go. Gooshway's very low. Despite need to keep him alive right now. Earth Shatter attempt for Gooshway hits no one, but Rascal goes down now. A Graviton Surge in the corner. Gooshway the only one caught, and there it is! He gets charged out of the way there by Super. Now the Graviton comes from the Spark. They're trying to catch someone on the Shock, somebody, and they get mocked. They're going to have to be satisfied with that one, and the follow-up is good. They get Sinatra right after. Huge source of damage for the Shock is missing, and now with San Francisco displaced, the payload reaches point A, and there's that time extension we were talking about.
All right, so the Spark getting out of that sound barrier there from the Spark, and it's a relatively good trade for the Shock.
Super's the only one that's caught inside that Graviton Surge. Moth opts to be caught in it by the looks of things, or at least he walked up. He got taken down, but it's a trade. Gooshway for Moth, but now Super goes down. The Spark had the player advantage. Now it's a 4v4 after IDK drops. That was a nice little knockdown on Rascal here, but can the Spark chase it down? The answer is yes, emphatically so. But Trichoban being de-suited on the point, he'll use a self-destruct because he'll be able to get back into the mech if he's left alive, but he's not. He gets chased down. Mini Pilot, Devo can't do much, but that Earth Shadow has knocked Baby to the ground. The Shock don't really have the numbers here though, Matt. They've been pushed back. You can see they're kind of split across the battlefield. They'll try and make this costly for the Spark in time, but they can't stop them completely. Another time extension, another checkpoint. This reset, so he gets out quickly, realizing the Spark are going to need that extra damage for the next fight. Both teams use Graviton Surges here. This could be nasty. Rhea goes for the self-destruct, but Super is the only one that gets caught out from that one. The Shock, once more, perhaps overextend a little bit.
Yeah, but look at this though. The Spark have to use a bunch of ultimates to get out of their spawn point again. The Shock here towards the end of the map, they'll have their rally, they'll have sound barrier, they'll have Earth Shatter there with Super. So it's a lot like how on that first point they went up to the spawn door, they were able to get them to force some ultimates out. You're gonna have to see them get a touch of the point here though.
It's close, very close, but Super goes down. Rascal is able to touch the point here. The Shock are down one player and they need to hold off the Spark here. There is a chance for Hangzhou to stay in this series. Rascal's down, the Shock are down to 4 players with Trichoban being de-suited. That's basically another player taken off the table. Super can't get there. The Spark are able to finish the map here on Gibraltar. Finally able to break the curse. Super's taking a lot of damage. He's going to swing forward though now. The Transcendence came out from Violet, so there was so much healing for the Shock. Gushue and Crystal both knocked to the ground. The cornerstones of the Spark now have been taken out of the mix, and the rest of the Masonry is probably just going to come tumbling down. Rhea trying to make himself scarce, make himself hard to hit. With the Shock, the gamers, they can aim happily. And now in overtime here, that will tick down, and the Spark will have to look this one straight in the eye. The San Francisco Shock, frankly, it'll be impossible for them.
The Shock moved the payload to that box right there. The map is over. The series is over. So they run Bastion with Orisa, Baptiste, Mercy. So this is like our bunker composition where Bastion can turn into a turret.
Oh no!
Very difficult to Violet. Oh,
Two
come
Violet!
on.
Normally a support player, now playing the Sniper and Widowmaker, and he's found two. The Shock are playing this weird composition because they're just here to have fun, and they know all they had to do was find the one kill. Eat your heart out gesture. You've got a new contender. Violet on the switch up. Godspeed will reveal himself in just a moment and keep it contested as he does now. But the jig is up. That's it. The Shock are off the Richter, and the Spark come crashing down. San Francisco, we'll see you in our Stage 2 final.
Now they looked very good in Stage 1, all the way up until the finals, where they lose at the end to the Vancouver Titans. And you know, this team is so confident right now, playing so clean on another level where...
Check out our website at actionesports.com to stay up to date on the latest matches, highlights, and more. From scores, match history, and specific game info, we've got you covered for all things Overwatch esports. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out our channel for more action-packed content. Also, like and share this video, and click the subscribe button to join our notification squad. Thanks for watching.